Right, let me show you the pellet rig I'm using today. These are the pellets I've got. These are flat profile. Don't know whether you can see that in the sunshine. They're called ellipse pellets. Now these are the old style ellipse that have a flat profile. I've still got some left. You don't actually make them like this anymore. They're now normal pellet shaped like this. So I've not got a lot of these ellipse pellets left, but I'm just using up what I have got, and then once it's all gone I'll be using these. But these ellipse pellets lend themselves ideally to super gluing either side of a hair. You know, they're dead easy to do. So we'll line them up. Like so. Get some super glue. Nice dab of glue. That's my hair. And the other pellet will just sit on top. Like so. Squash them together. Give it a minute or so. In fact, they're ready now. As you can see, one hook base. Now, put your glue to one side. The rig I'm using today, I've got my super glued pellets on either side. Okay, that's a size 10 drennan super specialist. Old as the hills, these hooks, but absolutely rock solid. Okay, so size 10. The line is £10 drennan supplex, and it's roughly, it's very long, 4 foot long. And at the other end of that 4 foot is my feeder. That's a guru cage feeder, 2 ounces. I don't need a lot of weight to hold bottom today. The water's down, there's been no rain, so the river's on the bones of its backside at the moment, and I don't need a big heavy feeder. Plus I'm only really fishing in the margins. So the feeder's just running. There's a bead on the line there. Feeder's running, and there's a swivel and a quick link there, so I can change hook link. And as well as fishing with this rig, I'll have another rig exactly the same with the pellets already glued on, so I can just wind in, unclip this rig, clip a new one on and cast out again, and I haven't got to sit there making a new hook base. So that's basically it for me rig. The reason I've got it 4 foot long, if you're wondering, because it is, where's the other end of it there? It is really long. When feeder's on the bottom and the line's coming up from the bottom to the rod tip, that's the spook point. So if there's any barbel in the swim, that line coming up off the bottom there, it'll be what scares them. So I like the bait quite away from the feeder. Apart from the fact that the feeder will get washed out and the bait will get washed downstream, it keeps me hook bait quite away from that line that lifts off the bottom to the rod tip, and that's what I'm looking for. That way hopefully I won't spook any barbel that come in and start feeding, and hopefully if the feed's washed out and washed downstream slightly, my hook base will be right smack bang in the middle of it. So that's my rig and my tactics for today. I've already fed me swim with about 20 feederfuls. I unclipped the rig and just used the feeder, just kept filling it and dropping it in, and I've used up a whole bucket of, well, a whole bait box full of ground bait. So I've mixed another one, that's going to be what I fish with. So I'll get this feeder loaded and get this bait in the water, see if it can catch a barbel.